Hello people, and because of my last video was quite a success for my size of the channel, I thought I'm going to carry it on. I've been reading up on certain things and watching certain videos about how to keep a woman hooked on you. Not because I need help. I do, I think everybody does, but I found some things out. But also, girls, this is also for you, so don't worry. This is my 5 top tips on how to keep a man / woman hooked on you. Oh, you know what? It's the last day of September, and here in the UK it's just changing. We always seem to have nice weather in September. It's that autumn change where the leaves are falling off and we always get nice sun, but it's not hot, it's just right. This is the sort of weather I do like. So what I'm talking about today is obviously how to keep that person you're attracted to hooked on you, either if you're a man or a woman. You're probably thinking, well, you're single, John, what do you know? Obviously I've had my fair share of women in the past, and you know, I've known how to keep a woman, keep a girl hooked, coming back for more. And I've actually suffered from some of the things that I'm going to tell you, which I probably should have done. Maybe not, depending on obviously the circumstances of what you're in or of what the woman is in. So before we start, yes, this is a fitness channel, but I'm trying to expand my channel not only for fitness. Fitness is one of my passions, but it's not my life. I want to show you my life, you know, anything I've got planned in the future, goals other than fitness. Of course my channel is going to be mainly fitness, but if there's something I don't really want to do with fitness, I'm going to be talking about something else. You're probably now sat down listening going, well, what are these top tips you've got to tell me, you know? And it's quite simple. I've got 5 tips. I mean, it only takes these 5 steps to make sure that you actually succeed and keep that girl. Sometimes these tips won't even work, and this is because the girl, the lad, may be just not right for you. And I'll be telling you why you just need to get rid of that person. If you come along, you are not expected to find love on your first go and stay with that person. It is very, very hard. It is very impossible. We all have been brought up to see films which are all love stories, like The Notebook, like Titanic, all these love stories where a man meets a woman, they fall in love, and you know, either they die tragically or they live together until they're grey and old. And it's not like that anymore. It is not like that. If you're looking for that, you are probably 99% not going to get it. It's very hard in nowadays to get a love story like that because of all the social media about, and people do not need to wait around for you anymore. You are not the only man, you are not the only woman in the place. They can click on a button and they could be talking to somebody else in a matter of seconds. So it is a lot harder now to keep somebody, a lot more harder to sustain a relationship, because there's always somebody in the background wanting your man, wanting your girl. And these tips are going to help you keep that man, that woman, for as long as you possibly can. Sometimes it doesn't matter what you do, you're going to lose that person. And if they do go off somewhere else, hey, don't worry about it. There's another woman, another man waiting around the corner looking for them goals that you've got, and you never know, it could be you. So then, number one, do not look needy. Do not go looking for a relationship, that woman, that man. When you start looking for somebody, you are going to, yes, you will find somebody. I'm not saying you won't, but if you're looking for somebody, a lot of the times it's going to be somebody who you're not really interested in. You're not going to be actually devoted to them. You're wanting them for the wrong reasons. You're wanting them because you're maybe lonely, you may be needy, and that person might be the same. And then you'll be in a relationship after 2 weeks and you'll be like all over each other, and then it'll just fizzle out and you actually find out you won't have nothing in common, and it'll be just like the biggest waste of time. You've just got to go with the flow. If it comes to you, it comes to you. If something happens, I always believe in fate. If something comes along where you haven't tried at all, or somebody's popped up from the middle of nowhere, there's a good sign that's a reason. You know, that's something like, that's what I would call fate. That person has came into your life for a certain reason, because when you do go looking for it, it's not going to work. Also, don't get with somebody just to get over somebody or to get a bit of attention. This will be a big disaster for a male, for a female. If you have done it, I've done it, you know, you're only trying to replace your ex. Even if your ex was the worst ex in the world, you will still try and replace that person. And 9 times out of 10, either they won't match up to your ex, or they'll end up going back to their ex. Then you'll be ending up on the shelf back again, gathering dust, wasting time when somebody else might have been around the corner wanting to actually get to know you. Number 2 is, when you've met somebody, don't suffocate them. You don't need to meet them every single day. I mean, yes, it is hard when you do like them, and I've done it. You just want to see them every day because you enjoy their company. But what happens is you're overplaying it, you're overdoing it, and after a couple of weeks, it probably will fizzle out. Keep cool. Maybe see each other once, twice a week at maximum, you know, or on a special occasion, maybe free time. But don't see each other every single day. What'll happen is you'll see each other every single day, and then them days will be 1 hour, maybe 2 hours, and then the hours will extend to 3 to 4, and then after about a couple of weeks, you'll end up being in the same place with each other everywhere, and it just doesn't work. You know, that sort of stuff happens when you actually are girlfriend and boyfriend, when you've been seeing each other for a few months, you know, and you still feel the same way on the first week, because it will not last. Number 3 is to both men and women, but also there's an extra little tip for women. If you want to keep your man, and this is my own tip, and I know it because men are stubborn and they don't really show much emotion. Some men do. I'm quite emotional. I will show my feelings. I am very honest. I will say how I feel, but a lot of men do not. And this is actually give them attention. I know it's more the other way around, that men should give the women attention, but if you give men attention, and I'm not talking about like texting them all the time or ringing them all the time, I'm talking about praising them. You know, how many times do you see men praise women, saying, oh, you look hot, you look nice today, oh, you look good in that dress, so on, so on. But hey, just say you're with this man now who you've been with for a few weeks, and he meets you after he's just been to the gym, and you're like, wow, you look really hot today, you look really nice. And he'll be like, what? I'm only just came from the gym. And you know what? He will play it down. He will play it down. He won't even probably believe you, but deep down, he will feel good about himself that you said that just randomly, And if you obviously say it if you mean it, don't just make it up. And if you don't think he's hot, don't say it, but say something, compliment him. And trust me, it will go a long way, and he will like you even more than he probably did before, because men don't get compliments. Men do not get compliments as much as you think, and men actually do like compliments. If any man out there says they don't, they are lying. But this is now to the both of you, your men and your women. Now you've met somebody and you're probably the 2, 3, maybe 4 week area, and nowadays it's not bad to go to the next move. I'm talking about the next move, yes, and actually getting physical with them. The reason is, nowadays it's not a sin, to sleep with somebody, right? If they're going around sleeping with somebody every week, yes, of course, they're not the girls you want, they're not the men you want. But I'm talking about somebody who you've been hanging around with, somebody you've been hanging around with for the last 3-4 weeks, and obviously there's that tension where you want it. You need to get it on the peak. When you see each other, you just really want it. And trust me, if you want it, she'll probably want it as well. And just do it. Arrange something. It can be nice. It can be you can arrange a place to go or a time, and go with it. Because if you leave it too long, it will get awkward. And when you do it, it might not be as good as it was, because that peak would have dropped. You need to hit that nail basically on the head and do it when you want to do it. It's no bad feat admitting that you want to sleep with somebody you're attracted with. I've been there, I've done it, and you know what, it feels amazing when you've actually done it, because then you are both more relaxed. You are still liking each other, you've got that tension out, and then you can start getting to know each other. That thing that was with you too, where you just thinking, whoa, shall I have him, shall I have her, it is now gone. You can do it whenever you want now. You have done it, so there's not that tension now. And also, it's a good way of seeing if that person is actually after you just for sex, or is after you for you. And if they're staying around after, they are after just you. Number 4, and this is probably the most important one out of them all, and that is trust. Trust is a massive issue nowadays. I mean, I've got trust issues still, because of exes from years ago. I've met people who have had trust issues more than me, and I'm like, wow, how am I ever gonna get with you if you're just constantly not trusting me just because of an ex? You need to leave the past in the past. Yeah, not everybody is the same, right? You don't need to go and search for them, search their past, go and talk to people and try and find out stuff about them, because whatever they did in the past, you don't know what happened in their past. They could have been going through a really bad time. They could have been on a real bad breakup and have gone on a bit of a rampage, sleeping with a lot of people, but that does not make them a bad person. It does not make them a player. It just means that they're trying to get over somebody they probably cared about, and they need to do something like that, And also, come on, what are you going to gain out of that, right? Every person is different with every person. They are exes because they are exes. The reason they're exes is not because of you, if you get me, right? You and him, or her and you, could actually be a better couple, a better match than any of the exes before. So you don't need to actually go and search out who has done this to you and who's done that to her, and so on and so on. It's just pointless. You're just going to try and look for fault, and this is what trust is. You are in a new relationship with somebody who you don't know much about, but also they don't know much about you, right? They're putting their trust in you, so you should put your trust in them. And in the end of the day, if the trust is broken, you can just walk away. What you're going to lose from it? You're going to lose nothing, you know, because it's still at the start of the relationship, and you know, trust means a lot. If you can trust somebody, you're halfway there to a really good relationship. And you know, if the trust isn't there from the start, then there's no point even being with that person. So now I'm on to my final tip, and that's number 5. If you have enjoyed this and you like this sort of video, then obviously subscribe to me and give me a thumbs up. But number 5 is the icing on the cake, the cherry on the top, to both man and woman, to find out if they are really compatible with you. Is it going to be just a short relationship, or is it going to be a really good relationship where you're going to have a lot of memories and, you know, maybe stick together for the rest of your life? And that is, you need to support each other. A lot of people are very selfish and they stick to their own schedules, or they'll be very me orientated, selfish, and the couple will just eventually be doing separate things and they will break up, right? If you've got goals, your girlfriend, your boyfriend should be supporting you, following you, pushing your goals. For instance, if your girlfriend wants to be a hairdresser but has never done it, don't just say, nah, you ain't got no chance being a hairdresser. Say, go on, go for it. Why not do it? You know, if you don't do it, or you don't like it, hey, at least you've tried. You know, that is supporting your girlfriend. For instance, girls, if you've met somebody who you think is really nice and you think everything's brilliant about them, but they're very selfish, they don't really interact with you that much, you know, they like spending time with you, but they don't like interacting with like family, friends, or socializing with you in public. They just want to sit around in the house doing nothing most of the time, you know, and just doing absolutely nothing, and then just going to work. Is that a good relationship? Is that what you really wanted in that relationship, or any relationship? Do you really want to be with somebody who doesn't want to do anything with you? If you've got goals and you want to do them, it could be any goal. I mean, it could be to visit somewhere, and obviously you're with somebody who you really like, you'd want to take him. So if he can't be bothered, or doesn't want to do that because he doesn't fancy it, or he thinks it's just stupid, ditch him. He's not worth it, because that person, when you find a person who likes you, and I mean a proper person who likes you, it doesn't matter what it is, they will do it. You know, they might not even like it, but they will do it because they will do it to please you, you know. And that's what it is all about. Do things for each other, because hey, in the end of the day, just because you haven't done something doesn't mean you might not like it. I've done stuff before where I actually thought, nah, I'm not going to do that, it's stupid, but then I tried it and actually tried it and I actually enjoyed it, and you know, it actually made me enjoy it more than the actual person I was with. So, you know, you got to support each other, because when you support each other and you've got the same ambitions and you've got the same goals, it could be anything. It could be wanting to start a family. If that person doesn't want to start a family and you do, it's not going to work. If that person's got kids and you haven't, and they don't want no kids, or they don't like kids, then it's not going to work. You know, there is so many reasons why relationships don't work, and you know it. The divorce rate is massive at the moment, and you know, people are going from relationship to relationship. It's absolutely crazy. If you follow any of these tips, or even just one or two, I guarantee you will succeed in a half decent relationship, or getting rid of somebody who won't be good for a relationship, and not wasting your time for 2 or 3 months trying to find out if they're any good. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, or if you've got any more tips on how to keep a man or a woman, and it's worked, just comment down below. You know, this is to help all of us and me, you know, because none of us are perfect. We all have faults, and you know what, the more people who talk about stuff and socialize and, you know, just open up a bit more, will make it better for me, you, to find somebody. As obviously I'm single, and maybe I might actually follow these rules myself and get somewhere with a woman, you know, don't know. But you'll find out if I do. Anyway, I'm gonna now go and take my walk because it's a nice day. There's not going to be many nice days like this anymore because winter's coming and I need to start buying some jumpers. Anyway, I will catch you again and take care.